morning. Good morning. I get up early. Get up early every morning. Usually up about 2. Like I said, I've been trying to get my son's sleep pattern back. How it used to be. Because school will be starting earlier this year. Or it might not, depending on how this COVID strand starts spreading again. But it's important to me just to make my presence known. It's because in the absence of, like I say, I know my father is. And I know I have a stepfather. And my mother, like I said, she worked. I spent a lot of time alone, even though I had everything I wanted. So it seemed to others, but I was still empty. And having, let's see, they said I had ADD. I know I'm OCD, but then I'm also like, when they said dyslexia. When I was in like the 3rd grade, that was around the same time my mother, when she first was diagnosed with breast cancer, was in the 4th grade. So no one really had the extra time to help me do a whole lot of things when it came out to my learning. So I had to teach myself. Now I will give credit to when credit is due. My stepfather, like I said, he was the first person who taught me how to start using the dictionary to look up certain words that I probably was having a hard time pronouncing. And I use that. I use the dictionary a lot. When I see certain words I don't understand or comprehend, I use that dictionary a lot. I still use it. I don't look up stuff on Google, search and nothing like that. I use the actual book, the Webster. I got it. Matter of fact, I still got the old set, the encyclopedias, and I got all the old dictionary books. I have a whole collection put up in storage somewhere. My dad, during that time, I don't think he realized what was going on with me. I never forget a conversation he had with me. Well, he had a conversation, I guess, with my mother. He asked my mother was something wrong with me. And that stuck with me. Because I was like, the whole time, something wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me. And was my teachers at my middle school at Westlake. When we finally got to middle school, I know Miss Knox, I know Miss Farrell and Miss Knox, those teachers worked with me. And it was certain things they went around, they were telling people, no, the boy can read, he can write. It was certain, I had to learn how to, anything that caught my attention, if I wanted to focus on it and learn about it and study it, I was going to sit there and I was going to read it. And those words that I saw in those texts, I was able to comprehend what they meant. So when I saw it in another text, that's how I ended up falling in love with Barnes and Nobles. And that's how I really started learning how to work on cars more, because my stepfather, he always had cars around. But certain information I didn't see or access to certain things around the house, if I ever got to the bookstore, Barnes and Nobles, I'll find a book on a certain car that we'll work on. I would read about it. So when most times he was working on it, I could figure it out. That's where my strength for and reading came from. And there's nothing that I can't figure out. If I take the time, if I really want to focus on it, I'm gonna figure it out. So I had to, I joke around a lot. And sometimes that's to keep from crying sometimes. Sometimes I cry in silence, or I'm always alone. And that's to keep, you don't never let people see you sweat. Right now I'm up doing what I gotta do, do some reading. But I was just thinking about certain things from my past, and it was just like, man, I've come a long way. And if people don't understand that, if they don't really, know what I've been through, then they'll never understand. Not that they won't understand the real me anyway. I don't let a whole lot of people get close to me because I've had so many people walk away from me. when I care for a person I love very deeply. And some certain situations, it's been easy for those same people that I showed love to walk away from me. So that's how, I kind of got used to that. I learned to embrace the rejection and looked at it as a blessing because I knew something better was going to come along the way. Certain situations weren't meant to be. Certain females had their own hidden agendas, or I was always, honestly, in some situations, I always was the side dude. It seemed like in some of these situations. And my mother used to always tell me, she said, son, you selling. She said, don't ever settle for being number two. I used to tell my mama, I said, Mama, sometimes being number two ain't that bad. I said, because I don't have to do none of the stuff that number one has to do. But it just made me have more females around because when that one didn't have time, I had to go to the other one. The other one didn't have time, I had to go to the other one. But I never had one to really truly lean and depend on in many, 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 many years. And I got used to that too. Like, man, maybe it's me. People use the word love, and it's a difference in loving a person and being in love with a person. It's also a difference in dating a person and they dating you back. Because sometimes you be dating that person, but their heart might be somewhere else. So I've accepted it all, and it's my faith. That's the only thing that I've got to help me get through everything. My faith, my prayer life. I had to pray myself through a lot of situations. So sometimes when I get emotional, sometimes it may be something that a conversation somebody maybe had with me about something in the past, or they called me and it's triggered something. And I'm just like, man, sometimes it's the message that another person's trying to call and relay to me. And they may not, it's their tone of voice or how they present it. Sometimes the messenger it can stir up a whole lot of confusion in my life. That's why I try not to make it so easy for me to even, be easy accessible for people to have that close reach out and touch me or call me. I'm like, man, sometimes these people call you with that negative energy, or call you complaining about what's going on in somebody else's life because they know it's probably going to bring you down. So certain family members, I know they say you don't give a response, but sometimes I feel like it's their job to try to call you with bad news, to try to get a response out of you. And it's like, man, I don't even want to hear that. I don't. But like I said, that's my video. That's my post for the morning. I encourage everyone to get into their word, feed that spirit, man. Just much they feed that natural. My son, he went to bed early last night, so hopefully we'll try to get him back on his schedule before school starts, and we'll just go from there. Strengthen your prayer life. The Holy Spirit will, ask for the presence of the Holy Spirit and start moving and working in your life. And you'll see things change for you for the better. Y'all be blessed, be encouraged. Get into your word, feed your spirit, man. Just feed your natural. My son just woke up, so let's see what's on his mind. You all right this morning? All right. I'll be blessed, be encouraged.